wants us there or not, uh, then I would say let us prepare ourselves and attract Krishna to what he declared through Srila Prabhupada. 10,000 years of golden age of Kali. And if we chant, 10% will become Krishna conscious. But if we chant, why not 100%?
Jai.
Okay.
I mean, is there a bad part? The bad part is that realistic contemplation of our future doesn't seem to match what our illusion is, or what we've been promised by people who were appointed by unelected GBCs and whatnot. We have to give up that. We have to check it out. Not you don't have to give up what I call illusion. Check it out yourself and give up what you end up calling illusion. You figure out what is real, what is illusion. Give up the illusion, and then we'll have a solid basis for moving forward in our spiritual life. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the 10,000 year club is here.
So
And-
10,000 years means 5,000 years has passed and more 5,000 years or 10,000 years from now on.
Huh?
So 10,000 years
understand.
means
No, Bhanu Prabhu, 5,000 years
Okay.
has. Go ahead, Narayan Prabhu.
I'm not sure about that. Are we halfway through 10,000 years, or are we beginning the 10,000 years of Srila Prabhupada?
yeah, that's what I'm asking.
That's a
I
good
don't
question. I thought all this time Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared. I mean, Krishna appeared 5,000 years ago. Then after that, Kali Yuga began. And the balance is 427,000 years. And
Right. So
so
we don't know. I don't know, and maybe someone here does know. When does the 10,000 years of the golden age of Kali begin?
That has
I could
already
not
begun.
imagine that it
5,000
would
years.
exist. Do you think it could possibly have existed before Lord Chaitanya?
no, I think after Lord Chaitanya, or
Yeah.
at least,
So is that after Lord Chaitanya or after Prabhupada? We don't know.
No, the first 10,000 years of Kali Yuga is the golden period where religion, everything would be.
So which years are the 10,000 years of the golden age
no,
of Kali?
Bhanu Prabhu, this Kali Yuga is
No,
432,000
Narayan
years
Prabhuji,
old.
my obeisances to you.
Hare Krishna! Jai Prabhu. I wanted to say goodbye to you and offer my obeisances last night, but, yesterday morning for you, but you had to go to work, right?
Yes, Prabhuji, yes.
Yes, so please forgive me for dragging you, hopefully not late for work.
No, Prabhuji, you just bless me. That will be my blessing.
Not only I bless you, not only I can give my blessing, which is useless, but I can give you,
No,
I can offer
Prabhuji,
you the
I only.
blessing of Srila Prabhupada, Bhakti Siddhanta, Gorkashodas Babaji, Thakur Bhakti Vinod, Jagannath, and going all the way back to Lord Balaram, to Nityananda, and from Lord Nityananda, all the way up to Sampradaya, before we were, for thousands of years, until we are at the lotus feet of Baladev, and he blesses you in behalf of Sri Krishna.
Yes.
He is the
Yes,
first
you know,
expansion of
Prabhuji,
Krishna.
you have a great bhagya that you are personally associated with Prabhupada. That's great.
Well, that's my very good luck. Without associating with Prabhupada, I don't know what I would do, because even associating with Prabhupada, it was not easy for me to live my years through being part of the ISKCON movement, because I kept seeing them doing weird stuff, even early. Starting early, meaning when, after they got the Beatles involved with chanting Hare Krishna, that was a glorious moment. But after that, as soon as we got to India and stuff like that, things began to get weird right away. So we want to bring ourselves back to Srila Prabhupada's mood. And that means you get Srila Prabhupada's blessing. And
Yes,
you say, yes,
that's what I
and
want.
you say that I am there, I can give you blessing. I can only give you blessing because I was there and in the association of Srila Prabhupada. So please feel blessed.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
And
So
not superficially blessed, like the yogi pats you on the head and you feel an electrical charge or something in your spine. No, not that sort of blessing. The blessing of pure, unalloyed love of God coming your way now. That
so
is
Bhanu Prabhu,
Hmm.
go
the
ahead,
real
Narayana
blessing.
Prabhu.
By the way, the real blessing is to not require a blessing, because you create your own blessing by being an independent philosopher. You will go back to Godhead because of what you do and how you attract Krishna to your activity, not by somebody blessing you only. Blessing is always there. How do you catch what I mean? So, Hare Krishna, you go ahead. You're asking Bhanu?
Yes, Bhanu, you had a
Ramachandra.
question about this. Yes, Bhanu Prabhu.
From what
This is
I
from
heard Prabhupada
the,
say, he was
the
saying,
Bhakti Vedanta database about.
okay, go on.
Well, let me. So then everyone can understand. Let's see. The cycle of the four yugas, namely Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, and Kali Yuga, rotates like the calendar months. The present Kali Yuga lasts 432,000 years, which we have passed only 5,000 years. After the battlefield of Kurukshetra and the end of the regime of King Parikshit, so there are 427,000 years balance yet to be finished. Therefore, at the end of this period, the incarnation of Kalki will take place as foretold in the Srimad Bhagavatam. So I think this is pretty clear that. Bhanu Prabhu, what do you think?
Well,
5,000
absolutely.
years has passed after from the start of Kali Yuga, it's saying. Still
Yeah.
4,27,000 years left.
Yeah.
No disturbance.
But we still, oh, what's that noise?
Someone's computer, someone
Amiya Ghosh
has to
Prabhu.
mute
Amiya Ghosh Prabhu.
themselves.
Where's the noise coming from? Oh, good. It went away. So we still don't know when is the date of the beginning of the 10,000 years. Is it Lord Chaitanya? I would say not before Lord Chaitanya, because everything was up in the air until then. And the Muslims, the Mughals, had taken over India, and the British hadn't yet come to India, but they were taking part.
It's called the
So
It's
when
called
does
the
the
golden
10,000
period
years?
because religion exists in this period, and God worshipping God goes on. After the 10,000 years, no worship of God, nothing, no religion. It's all brutality.
Huh? I
I
don't
mean,
quite follow.
in the golden age of Kali Yuga, it's called the golden age because religion exists in the first 10,000 in the golden age, and worship of God Vishnu exists. After that period, there's no one practices. 99.99% of the people, no one practices it, and there's only brutality or cannibals, people, asuras taking over.
Yeah, that's excellent for people that like to eat human flesh, but we should not be there at that time because we're vegetarians and they will eat us and we won't eat them.
So here's another wonderful purport from Srimad Bhagavatam 8.5.23. Of these 427,000 years, the 10,000 years of the Sankirtan movement inaugurated by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu 500 years ago provide the opportunity for the fallen souls of Kali Yuga to take to Krishna consciousness movement, chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and thus be delivered from the clutches of material existence and returned back to Godhead. So,
we have our
got it.
answer, don't we?
Yes.
Clearly stated. 10,000 years of Sankirtan movement, inaugurated by Sri Chaitanya. That's where it began with Lord Chaitanya. And it has to, because there's no path of deliverance. Before that, we have to realize the Varnashram Dharma was broken down practically into an unrecognizable mess called Hinduism, and which means on the other side, when the Afghanistanis called us, meaning the devotees of Krishna, called us Hindus. Why? Because we were on the other side of the Indus River, which means they're looking at the Indus River from Pakistan, not from Afghanistan, not from India. Make sense?
Yes.
So there was no opportunity for going back to Godhead, really, until Chaitanya came. He came specifically for the golden age of Kali. He came specifically to deliver anyone who chants the holy name even once. You know, whoever chants the Hare Krishna mantra or hears it even once, even he hears it and he hears people chanting nice kirtan, and he says, Hare Krishna, insultingly back to them, he will go back to Godhead. Unwittingly, he has chanted the holy name. Make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. Amazing.
So we're getting onto some hot stuff here. Stuff that you will not find no matter how many years you're in ISKCON movement. You'll find all sorts of anecdotes and stories, and people have studied Bengali and Sanskrit and come up with all sorts of esoteric quotes, but you will not find the Siddhanta. What is the conclusion? Chaitanya didn't come here to entertain us. He came here to deliver not only us, but everyone until the end of the golden age of Kali. So we can imagine that of all the population of the earth, there's going to be a pocket of people who are not going to go to hell. Everyone else will. And even if they don't go to hell, they'll be born as cannibals, which is just as about as bad. It was maybe as bad or worse than going to hell. So, that horrible future is going to be the hellish nature of the conclusion of Kali Yuga. And since at the end of the golden age of Kali, will it be 417,000 years left? Yeah, because 432,000, 5,000 or over.
27,000.
That's from 27. That would mean 10,000 years is 417,000 years. Right?
Right.
Is that the correct?
417,500.
Is that the correct math?
417,500.
Yes. 417,000 years. 417,500 years.
Okay, so that 417,500 years, we have got increasing horror on earth in the end, not even the end. I mean, out of 10,000 years, plus the 5,000, more or less, before Lord Chaitanya, out of that Kali Yuga, intolerable will be the 317,500 years that will be left. And we do not want to be there. So I say the best way, the shortest route, the most direct route, the nicest route The most intelligent route is to join, is for you to create the 10,000 year club or association or brotherhood and say, we will do this. Why? Because out of that time, if it takes you, well, it could take you 50 lifetimes to become an Uttamadhikari, right? I mean, are you going to assume you're going to become an Uttamadhikari in this lifetime? We're not even thinking like that. We're thinking about how my guru says he will take me back to Godhead. Therefore, one more item from chucked out of my bucket list of things to do, going back to Godhead, that's taken care of by my initiator, appointed by the Bilgis GBC. So let's be realistic. How long do you think it really will take you to reach spiritual perfection so that you can go back to Godhead? Let's not go with the trickery of our Sampradaya, where it made it sound like it was like, chant, go back to Godhead, end of story, see you later, you know? No. It's a process. But that process is not for us salvation. That we have to get over, and we will get over it, because Christianity probably won't last more than a few more 100 years, if that. Christianity, Islam, Judaism, Buddhism, all those things will gradually disintegrate because they'll all be watching video games. Why should they, playing video games, why should they concentrate on religion? So well, I'm just joking, and I don't know if I am joking, but the religions will be gone. Left will be Krishna consciousness. People will either take part or not take part in Krishna consciousness. But they can't do it by themselves. What happened? You and I, we will all, on this call, we will all die, go back to Godhead, leaving what? A pile of Prabhupada's books sitting on the floor. And people are going to come and read them? No, they're going to need association. So why do we not then make a vow to provide that association for them so that when they come, they will meet us and we will be once again for hundreds of lives, well, not hundreds of lives, 100 lifetimes or 200 lifetimes, we will be in each other's association, making sure that anyone on the earth does not become part of cannibal pastimes of the after 10,000 year Kali Yuga. Does that sound appetizing at all?
Let's do it.
What do you think? You want to join?
Yeah.
You do?
Let's do it, I'm saying.
I want to join also. Okay, may I ask your permission to join the 10,000 year club? Or what should we call it? 10,000 year club? 10,000 year brotherhood? 10,000 year sisterhood? 10,000 year what? American style would be club.
American style, we can go with the Brotherhood or the Golden Age.
Okay, yes. So how do we call our group that we're going to say? The 10,000 years of the Golden Age of Kali Club? Well, anyhow, plenty of time. We've got over 9,000 years to think about it.
But
What we'll
Prabhuji,
call our group. But I recommend we get that group started right away. What have you got here?
So
Brian?
we got some quotes now.
Okay, this is amazing.
Can someone read this? Yeah, this is from the Srimad Bhagavatam. The inhabitants of Satya Yuga are currently aware of the conditions of Kali Yuga. They know that in Kali Yuga, the difficult material situation forces the living entity to take complete shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and the inhabitants of Kali Yuga therefore develop a high degree of love for Godhead. Therefore, although the inhabitants of Satya Yuga are far more sinless, truthful, and self-controlled than the people of the other ages, they desire to take birth in Kali Yuga in order to taste pure love of Krishna.
Wow.
How about that?
Well, they will be the inner inspiration for the 10,000 year club. They will be
Right.
part of the 10. What is he saying? They will take part in the 10,000 year club. No, they will come here to
Yes.
take part in the World
They-
Sankirtan. Why do we
they
want to
do.
leave when they're coming here? They will be really great people to know. Keep going.
Without associating with the devotees of the Lord, no one can become an advanced devotee of the Lord. Therefore, since in the Kali Yuga other Vedic processes collapsed due to the unfavorable condition, and since the only authorized Vedic process is devotional service of the Lord's holy name, which is available to everyone, there will be undoubtedly be innumerable Vaishnava or devotees of the Lord in this age. Birth in
Wow.
this age is very favorable for one who is eager to associate with the devotees. In fact, the Krishna consciousness movement is establishing authorized Vaishnava temples throughout the world so that innumerable in innumerable areas one may avail himself of association with pure Vaishnavas. Association with devotees of the Lord is far more valuable than any amount of association with persons who are merely self-controlled, sinless, or expert in Vedic scholarship.
This is Bhagavatam.
That's wow. That's wow. What does the Bhagavatam say? Something relevant to that? It says, therefore, it is stated in Srimad Bhagavatam. Hello?
Which book is this? This is from Srimad Bhagavatam.
Oh, no, it's just right after this quote. There's something says, therefore. So what does he say there, therefore? Or should we not? Or
Where?
is it not?
Therefore, it is
You-
stated bottom.
Yeah, exactly.
Therefore, it is stated in the Srimad Bhagavatam. So this is a Sanskrit verse. Can someone recite it? I'll read the translation. O great sage, among the many millions who are liberated and perfect in knowledge of liberation, one may be a devotee of the Lord, Narayan or Krishna. Such devotees who are fully peaceful are extremely rare. Similarly, in the Chaitanya Chaitamrita, Madhya Lila 22:54, Sadhu Sangha Sarva Siddhi Kai, Lava Matra Sadhu Sangha Sarva Siddhi Hoy. The verdict of all
Yeah.
revealed scriptures
Bangla,
is that,
Bangla.
yeah, Sarva Siddhi Hoy. The verdict of all revealed scriptures is that by even a moment's association with a pure devotee, one can attain all success. So I think I've read enough for the class. So there you
Are
go.
you sure? It was getting very
Yes.
interesting.
Well, we can stop here.
Okay.
So this is very inspiring to
Which
should be
canto
to all
was
the
that?
devotees. This was the what canto was this? This was
Six.
no,
Six
Prabhu.
canto.
This was no. This was Srimad Bhagavatam 11.5, 11th canto.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see. Excellent.
11th canto is
Narada,
not written by Prabhupada. No?
yeah, it's not written by Srila Prabhupada. Narada concludes his teachings to Vasudev. Well, let's see. Desire to take birth. Anyways, I'll try to quote Prabhupada here. Let's see what Srila Prabhupada says. In the meantime, we can continue the discussion. This is
Wow.
from the.
This is electricity. This is what we have been talking about intuitively, perhaps, or from experience. We're talking about it. We're realizing we're not getting it from the initiators that are inhabiting and dominating the ISKCON temples right now. We can see that. And remember, the pure devotees of the Lord means Prabhupada in the ISKCON temple, So that can be there. Without Prabhupada, nobody else will become a pure devotee. That should be obvious. Go ahead.
Right. So, Bhanu Prabhu, you want to say something?
No, we'll carry on.
Okay.
Mahaprabhu.
Mahaprabhu Das.
Yeah. Isn't that electrifying?
Hi.
At least I feel electrified.
Fantastic. I love to listen. Thank you so much
Well,
for inviting me.
Well, you're most welcome. Thank you for being here because your listening gives us the power of hearing. Because your ears are like virgin ears. You haven't heard this. We've heard lots of stuff. You haven't. And therefore, your clear, innocent, I say virgin hearing process gives us the purity to hear ourselves. Because we are habituated to different understandings and different readings. And this is the direct and original meaning that we have not even contemplated until right now. So this is a great deal thanks to you. Just understand how powerful even a listener in an Istagosti can be. Hare Krishna.
So this is a Vyasa Puja offering to Srila Prabhupada by one of his disciples. Let's see. Wow. All these devotees had read this Vyasa Puja offering to Srila Prabhupada. So some devotee writes, Dear Srila Prabhupada, Narottam Das Thakur says that the spiritual master is Karuna Sindhu, an ocean of mercy. You are an unlimited ocean of mercy, and there is no person more glorious than you in all the three worlds.
Wow.
Out of compassion, you have come into this world of fallen souls to bring us back to Godhead. Although, why am I hearing myself?
Spiritual master is Karuna Sindhu, an ocean of mercy. You are an unlimited ocean.
Someone is, I'm hearing myself.
Is that you echoing?
Yeah. Why am I echoing? I don't know why I'm echoing. Hold on 1 second. Is someone, let's see, what's going on here? Let me read it again.
Happened to me the other day. I don't quite know how.
Oh.
No, I was speaking, and it was what I was saying was coming after what I said, and then it started. My speaking was later, so who knows?
Anyways, I'll continue. So
yes,
let's see. So this is a Vyasa Puja offering, Srila Prabhupada Vyasa Puja offering in 1977. So Srila Prabhupada, I guess all these devotees here have written this wonderful Vyasa Puja offering. I'll show you guys. Here, you see it? All these devotees here?
Yeah.
And they're writing the glories of Srila Prabhupada, their spiritual master. Dear Srila Prabhupada, Narottam Das Thakur says that the spiritual master is Karuna Sindhu, an ocean of mercy. You are an unlimited ocean of mercy, and there is no person more glorious than you in all the three worlds. Out of compassion, you have come into this world of fallen souls to bring us back to Godhead. Although we don't have any qualities, just as the sun can extract water even from stool and transform it into pure drops of rain, you extracted us from stool-like lives full of sinful activities and impersonalism, and elevated us to a position enviable even by the demigods. It is said that
enviable.
Oh, enviable, even by the demigods. It is said that even great devas desire to take birth as devotees in this movement, and you, with your mercy, have transformed such fallen souls like us into devotees. Wow.
Wonderful.
So this is the glory of the pure devotee. Okay.
1977, was the year Srila Prabhupada entered Samadhi, correct?
Yes, yes.
So this is the last Vyas Puja offering that he could have heard.
Yes. So this was in 1977.
Yes.
This is from Rome. Anyways, Bhanu Prabhu, you have any questions, realizations, something you want to read? Or Amiya Ghosh Prabhu? I just read some excerpts regarding the next 10,000 years and the incredible mercy that Srila Prabhupada is giving to every living entity who wants to take up this Krishna consciousness movement.
Chidananda's not here today. Huh?
Oh, Chidananda Prabhu had something to do, so he'll be joining us
so
probably tomorrow.
He won't be here. Okay. And what about our godbrother from England, Maitreya?
Maitreya, I sent him a message, but let's see. Did I send him a message? Maitreya. No, actually, I didn't send him a message. I'll send him a message now so
Good
he can
idea.
join.
Yeah, because he wanted to talk to me, and either he can talk openly with all of us, or if he just wants to talk to me, we can make a date when he can do it.
Right.
Because tomorrow I will
So,
have much more flexibility than I have today.
okay. Bhanu Prabhu, any questions, realizations, or I'll continue reading? You know me, I like to read. Okay. So what subject you want me to search?
Narayan Prabhu, you suggest?
What? I'm listening also.
You suggest, I'm saying.
I what?
Amiya Ghosh Prabhu, or you suggest? You suggest.
My voice as usual, or should I say as always, is here. But I have nothing to say when I'm listening, and I'm listening right now. To your
Amiya
words.
Ghosh Prabhu, you have anything, you have a topic which you want to discuss?
Do I? Well,
Amiya
the
Ghosh,
only
Amiya
thing which
Ghosh.
yes, Amiya Ghosh, yes. But he's maybe not there. We see his photograph, but we do not see him. You know how it is with spiritual life. Just like I'm not my body and spirit soul. I'm not my photograph. I'm Amiya Ghosh.
You should tell your experience with Prabhupada. How was it like?
Amiya Ghosh Prabhu. We were all asking about you.
What, Prabhuji?
Well, Ramachandra, what was you were going to ask?
Do you have any questions, realizations you want to share, Amiya Ghosh Prabhu?
Oh. Yes, Prabhuji, I sometimes wonder that in this lifetime, in this my 25 or 26 years age, that if I have not come to the Krishna consciousness, or if I have not found Prabhupada, then I am also will be a materialistic. How can?
Well, go ahead. I'll finish. Say more. You were going to say something else. So go ahead.
If I don't do this in this lifetime, then I wonder how I can do that in next lifetime or many lifetimes to come.
Oh, well, whatever chance you have had to escape from becoming a pure devotee of Krishna and to not associate with devotees, not hear the holy name, I'm afraid if that was your intention, you made a big mistake, because now you are going to go back to Godhead because you've heard the holy name, you've associated with devotees, and so that means that you are destined. The question is, it may take some time or it may be quick. Who knows? That's between you and Krishna and Prabhupada, but you are going back to Godhead because you are one of the most fortunate people on planet Earth.
No, Prabhuji, that's what I think. That I am 50 years late.
No. We're just beginning. When Prabhupada was here, he was busy struggling, trying to keep his crazy disciples from being crazier than they were. He kept them under control, and sometimes that worked out. It always worked out because Prabhupada was so spiritually brilliant that no matter what anybody did, he had a way of turning it around and give it as a spiritual opportunity to the same person that is trying to make a deviation, or the same person that is trying to set himself up as an authority, all that stuff. He had magical ways, magically spiritual ways of being able to transform the situation so that the greatest mad cow offenses, he was able to turn around. But now there's nothing to turn around. Everything we have of Prabhupada is Prabhupada. His lectures, his tapes, speaking,
Yes.
his written lectures, transcribed lectures, books, etc. Let's leave aside right now that it's edited or whatever. That can be done because it can be de-edited. Practically speaking, all Prabhupada's writing is available in a pre-edited version before it was edited. So all it takes is for people to recognize that and only buy the unedited books. Not so difficult. Consider we print millions of books every year, then make sure that they are unedited books. But your destiny is set before you. You are welcome at the feast table. We're feasting on prasadam, sarida, vidyadal, etc. We are welcoming you. So therefore, there's no question of not taking part. And if you run away and hide and don't want to take part, in your next lifetime, you will have to take part because you've gotten started. Because you've gotten started and from a wonderful, excellent Bengali family and birth, well, you're enhanced. You're way ahead of all of us because Bengal is where Lord Chaitanya stepped with his lotus feet.
But Prabhuji,
Yeah,
here people are saying I am getting mad.
That's
Doesn't
good.
matter. Whatever you do is okay because
What I
in
am
the end,
doing,
you're going to, the jiva in the end of this conversation, which has been going on for hundreds of thousands of years through the Vaishnava Sampradaya, through this endless conversation coming down from Krishna Loka, through Krishna to Balaram, to the Vishnus, to the Sampradaya, and down to us through Bhaktisiddhanta to Srila Prabhupada, that Sampradaya is still going on enlightening us. And because of that Sampradaya, we are in a small but very powerful and effective ways able to enlighten each other. So there's no bad part. We can imagine bad parts, but that's our imagination. There's no real bad part, only good part. Meaning, whether I accept or do not accept what I hear about Krishna, I'm still hearing about Krishna. So I can accept or not accept. That is irrelevant because reality always triumphs over illusion. And if I'm in illusion and don't accept Krishna, then I will have to give up that illusion because Krishna is real and illusion is not real. In fact, illusion goes by the name of Maya Devi. Hare Krishna.
Yeah,
so go
so
ahead.
This point here is introduced in the introduction of the Bhagavad Gita, November 23rd, 1968. The point you just said that we are spirit soul and we're related to Krishna. Devotee 2 saying, you commented that, Swami Prabhupada, that everyone has a natural desire to have a relationship with Krishna, but that because, Srila Prabhupada, not desire, but he is already established. Huh?
Yeah.
Prabhupada saying, not desire, but he is already established. Devotee
Because
2 established?
Well, he's established for a very simple reason. He is part and parcel of Krishna, the same part and parcel of Krishna that he has always been in eternity, devoid of time. We have a hard time struggling what is without time, but the pastimes are without time. And he was the same person in Krishna Loka as he is now. So he's already established because he's already spirit soul. It's not that like the Christians or whatever claim you're created by God. No, there's no such Maya of being created by God. We're part and parcel of God. End of story. So that is why he says he is already established because he is already established as part and parcel of Krishna since time immemorial. Before the fall into the material world, he was established. And now in the material world, we may be surprised to learn that we have a spiritual origin, but actually it should not come as a big surprise, because if we look introspectively at ourselves, Sat, I am Sat, not Asat. I see my body is Asat. My mind is wandering around trying to become Asat, but I am not Asat. I am Sat, therefore already established. Go ahead.
So then Srila Prabhupada gives a wonderful purport or commentary. Srila Prabhupada says, he says, established, devotee 2 says established. Srila Prabhupada then says, that is covered, just like your relationship with somebody as father and son. It is established. You might have forgotten. You might have left your home since a very, very long time, and you do not know who is your father. But there is some father. That is a fact. Nobody can say, quote, no, I am born without father. Nobody can say. One has father, but it may be that he has forgotten his father. So this Krishna consciousness movement is that we have got some relationship with the Supreme Lord that we have now forgotten. So it is not the question of desire. It is there. You don't desire to become son. You are already one son. So Prabhupada is saying that the relationship is there. It's just that we have forgotten. Just like
Yes.
Prabhupada saying, one person leaves his father at a very young age. He doesn't remember, but he cannot say that he does not have a father.
Exactly. And
But
so,
is making that philosophical point that everyone is connected with Krishna.
and we sing, Jai Jago, Ramachandra bole, Kotrizra Jaya Maya, Pisachira Kole. I'm butchering the Bengali language, but I hope I'm forgiven by our one
Yes.
Bengali in the.
No, Prabhuji, that's nice, very nice.
But pronounced like a true foreigner. But the thing is that yes, it is nice because
You are more Indian than our Indians.
well, the thing is, the beautiful thing is, unlike the Brahmins of the old days of the Vedic culture 5,000 years ago and going all the way back to Satya Yuga, we are not bound to proper pronunciation. If they made a mistake in pronunciation, the whole sacrifice would be ruined. That's how Buddha came, is because they were sacrificing a bull by the proper mantra, and they proved that their mantras were properly uttered by sacrificing a bull, and that bull was then turned into a human being child. They killed the bull, but he came out as a child. But the people of that age became meat eaters in the name of that sacrifice, and they opened up slaughterhouse in the name of that puja, that sacrifice, that yajna. But that's why he said, sit down, shut up, and don't eat meat, is what Lord Buddha told us all to do. That's one of the Das Avatars. But now we have, again, this chance that we don't have to be able to pronounce nicely. At least if I had to pronounce nicely, I'd be doomed. You can pronounce nicely, but I cannot pronounce nicely. So that is the nice thing about it, is we are get the benefit of the Lord Chaitanya without any qualification or pre-qualification. We don't need a PhD in higher Bengali philosophical literature so that we speak like a scholar. We don't have to do that. Anybody and everyone can, even I can. So Joy Prabhu. So go ahead.
So should I
Ram.
continue? Banu Prabhu, you want to read something, Banu Prabhu, please?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So there's a conversation of Prabhupada with Krishna. It's a great conversation. Only Prabhupada. Bhavananda.
Can you share the screen? Can you share the screen?
Can copy the link to WhatsApp from there. Can you share it?
Okay, yeah, please send it to me so everyone can see. I'll share it so it'll be on the screen. Jai.
I didn't quite understand
Bhavananda,
what Banu said.
Banu Prabhu's reading something. So from a conversation or a lecture or something.
Yeah.
From
Thank
Srila
you.
Prabhupada. Okay, one second. Hare
Prabhuji,
Krishna.
will
Okay.
all you,
Go ahead,
Jai.
Prabhu. You're gonna say something?
Prabhuji, will all you come to Mayapur soon?
Who?
You, Ramachandra Prabhu, you, Bhanu Krishna Prabhuji. I
Well,
want
you
to
know,
associate.
I was in
I want to
Mayapur
associate with you.
in 1972. I lived there by myself in a cottage on our land. And I helped arrange to put together the first Mayapur festival that was there.
Oh, I did not know that.
So what have we got here?
Go ahead, Banu Prabhu. Banu Prabhu wanted to read this. Go ahead.
Yeah. Prabhupada said, I have so many places all over the world that I can stay in. I have so many places all over the world that I can stay in. Practically speaking, there's no difference between the Goswamis and me in terms of our lifestyle. They stayed under a different tree every night. I stay in a different place every night.
Palace. Banu, palace.
Yeah.
Palace.
Palace.
Yes.
Okay.
Where the king lives.
Yeah, I stay in a different palace every night. They wrote, I wrote, I write. Originally, I did not want to come here. He was talking about coming to America. He was not talking about coming to America, but to this world. He said, Krishna asked, I want you to write those books. Come down and write those books. Prabhupada said to Krishna, but I don't want to go to this material world. Krishna said, don't worry, I'll take care of everything. You write those books. That was the first and the only time that I ever heard or read where Prabhupada actually spoke about Krishna. Can you scroll down?
Speaking to him, how he
Speaking.
did not.
That was the first and the only time that I've ever heard or read where Prabhupada actually spoke about Krishna speaking to him and how he didn't want to go. When he spoke in that way, the atmosphere was like nothing I've ever experienced. Memories, Anecdotes of a Modern Day Saint, Volume 2 by Siddhanta Dasa, reference.
There you go. Prabhupada's wonderful. I have so many palaces all over the world that I can stay in. Practically speaking, there's no difference between the Goswamis and me in terms of our lifestyle. They stayed under a different tree every night. I stay in a different palace every night. They wrote, I write. Wow.
Prabhupada revealed himself.
Jai.
Yes, so the bottom line is being the independent philosopher. Prabhupada can be independent philosopher in a different palace every night. The Goswamis can be independent philosophers under a new tree every night. So the secret is to be the independent philosopher. In other words, come here with a reason to come here. Don't come here looking for something. Don't come here to try to capitalize. Come here to try to take anything. So, well, what about taking the holy name? No, don't take the holy name. Chant the holy name. Celebrate the holy name.
Jai.
Don't become an idiot and take it,
Jai.
because you can't. You can't take Krishna, but you can celebrate Krishna by chanting. We have so puffed up that we have got everything backwards, upside down, and inside out. No, we should not be like that. We have to be so strong in our spiritual life that we are independent in every aspect of what we do. Now, people say, well, but aren't you supposed to be dependent on Krishna? Aren't you supposed to be dependent on the spiritual master? Yes and no. If you are dependent on Krishna, what are you? Just like a one-year-old baby in its mother's arms being carried around by Krishna? No, Krishna prefers it the other way. He likes being carried around by Mother Yasoda, not that he goes and carries you around. No, that's not what we do. It has to be understood that the relationship with Krishna is that of the philosopher. So one of the six Goswamis, or the six Goswamis, each was independent philosopher, sat under a different tree. That meant that they were free to pursue the Bhakti Lata Beach, the devotional creeper going vertically, nothing on the horizontal platform. That is called the Anyabalasa Beach. There's no chit-chat, sociological stuff going on. It's all vertical expression. When the Panchatattva were celebrating together, or particularly taking prasadam together, it may have looked like they were socializing, but they weren't. They were acting independently and vertically in each other's association, which produced the side effects of nice conversation, friendship, love, and stuff like that. But that's the byproduct, not the cause. Anytime people think it's a cause, then they spoil everything. Is that okay? So there we are in being. I like this process, Ramachandra, that you're finding, because I will confess openly, and I confess to Ramachandra, I'm afraid I am saying things that you don't hear everywhere. Actually, I'm saying things you might not hear anywhere. And they say, well, that sounds wonderful, inspiring, exciting, or whatever. Narayana is full of this old-time memories, and he met Prabhupada, he associated. Prabhupada talked with him, he talked to Prabhupada. That's all wonderful stuff. But the things he's saying are not said by anybody else. Madhyam Udamarkari, how to do it. That's not said by anybody.
Yes, Prabhuji, they are not focusing that.
So we're afraid. I think, well, maybe people think I'm making it up. I'm just a nonsense rascal creating this in my head and then trying to get people to believe it. So the fact that Ramachandra is pursuing the Shastra that supports our conversations here is wonderful. Does that make sense?
Jai.
Yeah.
And anyone can do that, Jai. Just bring up the quote and then share, and then we have a discussion on it, just like we have done. And
but that we do it in concordance with what we're talking about is ultra important. Then it's not Narayana making up some crazy idea of his own, but this is Narayana searching like a blind man, tapping his red-tipped cane, trying to find the light at the end of the tunnel by chanting and by discussing katha.
Wow. Wow.
Hare Krishna. This is wonderful. We relish your association, Prabhu.
No, Prabhuji.
Yes. Because by your very nature, by your birth, by your look, we are getting a touch, a taste, a little bit of Lord Chaitanya and his associates. Because you were born in Bengal. It is so wonderful. Now,
Send
what?
a link. Ramachandra.
Okay, go ahead.
You sent a
Go
link.
ahead.
Another one. Okay,
Go ahead.
one second. Let me read this, and then
Yeah.
we'll start on the link that Bhanu will read. So this is from the introduction of the Bhagavad Gita. I'm reading the highlighted part. We should not forget this. It is also explained that the Paramatma, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is living in everyone's heart as Ishvara, as the controller, and that he is giving direction for the living entity to act as he desires. The living entity forgets what to do. First of all, he makes a determination to act in a certain way, and then he is entangled in the actions and reactions of his own karma. After
That he
giving up,
makes up.
yes,
That he makes up himself.
yes.
Keep go.
After giving up one type of body, he enters another type of body, as we take off and put on clothes. As the soul thus migrates, he suffers the actions and reactions of his past activities. These activities can be changed when the living entity is in the mode of goodness, insanity. Insanity, meaning that he's insane. He's sane, not insane. And understands what sort of activities he should adopt. If he does not so, then all the actions and reactions of his past activities can be changed. Consequently, karma is not eternal. Therefore, we stated that out of the 5 items, Ishvara, Jiva, Prakriti, time, and karma, 4 are eternal, whereas karma is not eternal.
That's
So there you go.
amazing. So there we go.
Krishna sitting in everyone's heart and
Yeah.
guiding every living entity.
So
But what
an interesting
go ahead.
aspect of this quote is that he says that your past karma can be modified by your devotional service. In
Yes.
other words, supposing I have a very ugly past life karma, cruel or ugly, greedy, stupid, whatever, bad. By devotional service, though bad karma is trimmed away, leaving good karma, and ultimately good karma is trimmed away to leave nothing but pure devotional service. So in the Kanistha platform, we have the opportunity to practice in such a way that we heal the broken pieces and ugly parts of our past lives. This is I never heard before. That the ugly past lives that we have had become more and more nice because your past life, after all, was conducted by you, a jiva, a part and parcel of Krishna. There's nothing ever bad about you, no matter how many bad things you may do. And that's why bad people have often such a high opinion of themselves. They know they're not bad, even though they do bad things. Then they get hanged or tortured or burned at the stake or something because of how bad they were. And they say, why me? They don't understand. But it is because the jiva was there present in every one of your past lives. It's not that when you were in a past life as a dog, you were a dog. You're the same person you are right now, but in a dog body. So as you come down, and in this lifetime, in the Kanistha platform, you start cleansing, like washing your clothes in the river, the Ganges, but like cleansing when you cleanse yourself, you are cleansing your previous lives also. And I never knew that before this evening when you read this passage. It is completely electrifying and transformative because whatever your past life, you don't change what it was. You change how it will affect you now. And if you can purify the misconception that made you do bad things in a past life, then it will have the effect of giving you an ancestral blessing from no one other than your very self. You're giving yourself you, 1,000 years ago, 500 years ago, 50, 100 years ago, you were some other body, human body, let's say, that body, that consciousness can bless you in this lifetime by chanting Hare Krishna and purifying your relationship to the past body. And it's not like rejecting it or throwing it away, transforming it so that then all of your connections, and Prabhupada said like this, all of your connections, past, present, and future, will be transformed. If you become a pure devotee, everyone 100 generations after you, 100 generations before you, and to every side of you, they will become devotees as well. And why just 100 generations, 100 lifetimes? Prabhupada said 100, but if they become pure, then they will create 100, and they will create 100, going infinitely in every direction. Joy.
So there's a story Prabhupada tells about eagerness to see Krishna.
Bhanu Prabhu, please share your screen. You can share your screen. Just click share and put the link in there so you can share. I've made it where everyone can share. Amir Ghosh Prabhu, you can also share. You want to share something? You're also welcome
Share
to read.
means something written, you mean?
Yeah.
Something printed?
Yeah.
Book? So maybe they don't know how to do it.
Yeah, sharing this. Okay. Is it shared?
Yes, Bhanu Prabhu, go ahead.
Who has written this?
The story Prabhupada told. So from Journey of Self-Discovery.
But where is it printed?
Yeah. Is it appearing on the screen?
Yes,
I can see it,
it's very
but
clear.
I want to be assured of its authenticity and that it's not derived from somebody's interpretation. So how
Journey
do we
of
know that?
Self-Discovery book reference.
Okay, what is the book it's from?
Journey of Self-Discovery. By
Journey of
Srila Prabhupada.
Self-Discovery? Okay,
Yeah.
and it's bona fide.
Go ahead,
Insofar it
Bhanu
hasn't
Prabhu.
been changed, of course.
Okay.
Right.
Go ahead.
Shall I start? Sure, okay. One must eagerness to see Krishna. One must first of all be faithful. Shraddhana. One must actually be very much eager to see God. Not that one takes it as a frivolous thing. Can you show me God? Or as some magic. They think God is magic. No, one must be very serious and think, yes, I have been informed about God. So if there is God, I must see him. There is a story
That
in
is
this.
Uddamatakari.
We'll conclude after. We'll
Or for
discuss on.
beginning, as a Kanista Adhikari could go into the ISKCON temple and see the deity.
Right.
So there is a story in this connection. It is very instructive, so try to hear. One professional reciter was publicly reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, and he was describing that Krishna is very highly decorated with all kinds of jewels. When he goes to tend the cows in the forest, so there was a thief in the meeting, and he thought, why not go to Vrindavan and plunder this boy? He's in the forest with so many valuable jewels. I can go there and catch the child and take all the jewels. This was his intention. So he was serious. I must find that boy, he thought. Then in one night, I shall become a millionaire. The thief's qualification was his feeling. I must see Krishna, I must see Krishna. That anxiety, that eagerness made it possible for him to actually see Krishna in Vrindavana. He saw Krishna in just the same way as the Bhagavatam reader had described. Then the thief said, "Oh, you are such a nice boy, Krishna." He began to flatter him. He thought that by flattering him, he would easily take all the jewels. Then he proposed his real business. "May I take some of these ornaments? You are so rich." "No, no, no," said Krishna. "My mother will be angry. I cannot give them away." Krishna was just playing like a child. So the thief became more and more eager for Krishna to give him the jewels. But by Krishna's association, he was becoming purified. Then at the last, Krishna said, "All right, you can take them." Then the thief became a devotee immediately, because by Krishna's association, he had been completely purified. So somehow or other, you should come in contact with Krishna, then you'll be purified.
Right.
The journey of
Wow.
self-discovery.
Krishna.
Yeah, I never heard the story told like that. We always hear about how Krishna, the thief, kidnaps Krishna and rides him on his shoulders to take him into the forest to steal the jewels. And then Krishna, by his Mayic power, it gets the thief bewildered, and the thief goes into the forest, all around inside the forest, looking for a good place to steal the jewels. And then he ends up bringing him back into the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda Yasoda, puts him down and runs away in fear because he has tried to steal their child's jewels.
Is that
So
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's story? That's one which you're talking about?
Yes, that's Chaitanya Bhagavat.
That is about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I think.
Yes, yes, Bhanu Prabhu.
That also happened. So go ahead.
Yes, that also happened.
This is wonderful. It is amazing. This is a genuine is to go see.
Krishna. So, what time is it? It's 10 o'clock. So should we end it? I think we have had a good discussion. Or
Is anybody in the mood for doorknobbing? you know, Ramachandra explained last night that doorknobbing, supposing I am somewhere meeting with, oh, Haribo, oh, I see what's happening. Somewhere he's in a meeting and he can't say what he means. So he starts to leave, reaches for the door, puts his hand on the doorknob. Suddenly he turns around and says everything that he was intending to say at the meeting. So that's what we're doing here. As soon as we say, "Oh no, we're ending," then that's when people having their hand on the doorknob to leave have something wonderful to say. So I wonder if that's going to happen here.
No, not today because Shravan is not here.
Where is Chidananda Prabhuji? Where is Chidananda Prabhuji?
I will not tell him that you said that. And where's your children? I want to see them.
Right here, they're here. Brenda, say hi to Prabhu.
Hi.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Haribo.
Hare Krishna.
Oh, there you are. I had to adjust my cell phone to see you. There you are. You have something in your hand. Oh, a cell phone. An iPhone.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's the iPhone 10?
iPhone 12.
iPhone 12. My goodness. It's what do you call 5G.
Yes, 5G.
Yes, look at that. You're holding up the right number of fingers.
4 years old.
Oh, you're 4 years old. Yes.
Yes, that's what she was saying. So
That's amazing. You know, children have, if we utilize this opportunity of iPhones and computers, children can become absolutely powerful in that they will be able to access every sort of information by the time they're 5 that normally people could not even access if they went to high school. You know?
Mm.
But we have to guide them to do this for good, not for just some gratification, or worse yet, you know, all these shootings and everything like that that go on in Portland, Oregon, and Seattle. It's all because they're watching video games. They put up the video game, they go jump, 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 and they're killing people. Then they take a real gun, go out in there, and they go into the mentality of the video game and start going jump, 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 and killing real people. You know, it's the dangerous side. But the good side is being able to find communicative skills that you could not find until you're 15 or 20 years old. By the time you're 5, that's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah. They got it.
Well, we'll find out when she's 5 if she's got the 18-year-old realization yet. Joy.
Yeah.
So,
Jai Prabhu, so I'll end it here. Go ahead, Narayan Prabhu.
yes, we're fine. I want to say I thank all of you, and whoever wants me to bless them, I'll go far further than that. You're being blessed by Lord Chaitanya. You're being
Right.
blessed by Lord Krishna. And you're being blessed by our saintly Bengali representative right here, who is blessing all of us as well. Are you blessing us? I hope.
Right.
Yes, Prabhuji,
Yes,
I
you
could,
can bless us because you're in the position of power. Bangala, Bangala. There you go. It's wonderful. So,
Prabhuji, let's chant together.
okay.
Right.
Haribol. Glory to
Right.
Srila Prabhupada. And does anyone here not want to belong to the 10,000-year club?
I think we have pretty much nailed it in the coffin that we should be going for the next 10,000 years. I mean, look, all these living entities and association with devotees, why not?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And you saw the quotes from Prabhupada.
Yeah. I mean,
And your daughter will be somebody's grandmother pretty soon.
right.
And try to keep her in the 10,000-year club, not somewhere else. Because if she's
Right.
in the 10,000-year club, she will, what she hears right now, she will be giving to her great-grandchildren someday, right? And we
Right,
may
I
be
mean-
her great-grandchildren. Who knows?
Who knows, right? Right.
But we don't know. We don't know
Right.
who she is. We don't know who she was. All we know is that she is a devotee of Krishna, because otherwise, why is she in this Istagosti?
She would be in the Ishtagosti and we would be Donald Prabhu would be a child. he would
Yeah.
be coming.
Jai.
You never know.
So anyhow, Prabhus, Hare Krishna. Jai.
Hare Krishna.
I'm
Oh,
so sad to be departing from your good association, but I know it is time to go. Hare
Jai
Krishna.
First
Hare
we chant,
Krishna.
Prabhuji, first we
Jai,
chant.
Yes.
Yeah.
You want to
My
chant one?
obeisances to all of you.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Rama,
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Rama,
Rama, Hare Hare.
Rama Rama. Hare
That is
Hare.
wonderful. That's
Hare
perfect.
Krishna,
We should end
Krishna
it.
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare.
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.